pinanood namin lahat ng movies ni Vice Ganda.
Yes, all 12 of them, and we're gonna rank them all today.
So join us as we experience Uncultured Shock. Shokoy, balita ko, walang Vice Ganda movie in this year's Metro Manila Film Festival.
Ay, we? Man. Okay.
Diba? Parang, it feels empty. Because, what is MMFF without Vice Ganda? Without Vice Ganda. To fill the Vice Ganda-shaped hole in our hearts, we decided to watch every Vice Ganda movie in one day. Isn't that right, Shokoy?
Yes, Bayani. You're very right. Because there is indeed a Vice Ganda-shaped hole in our hearts right now.
Number 1, Petrang Kabayo, directed by Wen V. Deramas. So this is Vice Ganda's first film in a leading role. Very, very popular film. So yung story ng movie, Vice Ganda plays Peter. Isa siyang ampon ng mayaman, pero masama yung pagtrato niya sa mga kasambahay nila and sa mga alaga nilang kabayo. So dahil dun, nasapian siya ng curse na tuwing gumagawa siya ng masama, magiging kabayo siya.
The best part of this movie was Luis Manzano.
Oo nga, nakakatawa nga si Luis.
Because his character is basically Ken. His entire character he's just a dude who really likes horses.
Yung favorite scene ko, yung, diba namatay yung kabayo niya. Tapos, meron pa silang lamay. Tapos may lumapit kay Luis. Tapos sabi nila, sorry, namatay yung kabayo mo.
Nakikiramay kami sa pagkawala ng kabayo mo, Erickson.
Man, I think my favorite scene is the one that follows that scene. It's when Vice Ganda as a horse comes to this funeral and they decide to keep this horse. And Luis Manzano's grandma in the movie decides to name the horse. She goes,
meron akong naisip na pangalan.
Ano?
Petra! Petrang Kabayo!
Petrang Kabayo? Oh, bagay!
yay!
Well, let's talk about John Arcilla. General Luna.
Oh yeah, he was in this movie.
And the way, because John Arcilla, he plays yung adopted, yung real dad ni Peter, ni Vice Ganda. And yung acting ni John Arcilla, it's like he's still in an indie movie. It's like he's on a serious role.
Man, this movie does not deserve General Luna, man.
Ako ang batang pinagmalupitan mo 15 taon na nakalilipas. Pedro?
With John Arcilla, he was able to bring out what I think is some of the best of Vice Ganda's acting. He gives him that look na parang mahal pa rin kita, anak. And they didn't even say any words. I didn't expect Vice Ganda to be capable of bringing that out.
I love how serious you went.
Also, this movie is about Vice Ganda turning into a horse.
Yeah. Okay. I'll put it at C, I guess. Because compared to Vice Ganda's other movies, I don't know, this one didn't overstay its welcome. It had a very simple story.
Mas angat to eh. Okay. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
I'll give it an A. I like it. Number 2. The Unkabogable Praybeyt Benjamin, directed by Wen V. Deramas.
Get used to that name. I keep hearing it.
Okay. So, Vice Ganda is Praybeyt Benjamin. At nagalit yung lolo niya kasi nalaman niyang bakla si Benjamin. So, fast forward, may terrorist attacks na nangyayari sa Pilipinas, may giyera. Humihingi yung gobyerno ng lalaki mula sa bawat pamilya para sumali dun sa giyera. So, sumali si Benjamin, and now, kailangan niyang patunayan na kahit bakla siya, pwede pa rin niyang ipaglaban ang bansa.
where do I even begin? Derek Ramsey was in this movie, and he was basically a sack of meat. he's here simply to look good, and that's about it. Also, Eddie Garcia was also in this movie, and he was being wasted away in this movie. There was this one scene where Eddie Garcia's character was apologizing. This one scene happens at near the end of the movie where Eddie Garcia's character is apologizing to Vice Ganda. And it's just so funny how Eddie Garcia suddenly switches tone. And, he goes, Benji, patawad.
Apo, maraming salamat. Patawad.
yung lighting biglang naging cinematic.
Yeah.
That one shot.
Man.
This movie, it started very grounded. It's a war movie. And then, nung ending, yung sa climax, the final battle scene, biglang nagkaroon sila ng sci-fi weapons. Like, man, what happened?
I think the same with Petrang Kabayo. There's a message in here somewhere, but it gets lost with all the Vice Ganda shenanigans that we have to go through.
Para sa akin, it's still one of the better Vice Ganda movies. I'm giving it a C.
Yeah, I'd put it there too. Next to Petrang Kabayo.
Number 3. This Guy's in Love with You, Mare. Directed by Wenvi De Ramas. So, yung story nito, nakipag-break si Luis kay Vice. Tapos, pinalit niya si Vice para kay Tony. And then, para makuha uli ni Vice si Luis, sineduce niya si Tony para makipag-break si Tony kay Luis.
Basically, Vice Ganda pretends to be straight.
Diligaw mo yung girl, tapos kakalimutan mong pa-girl ka. Parang ending, i-break ni girl si boy.
Nothing too crazy happens here. Because I feel like with the other Vice Ganda movies, they'd start with like a very grounded premise, but then slowly spin out of control and it becomes, a mess. This one, I feel, sticks closer to the ground.
I like the dynamic. Tony is great in this movie. They all say their lines in such... Like, gets nila, this is that kind of movie. May napansin din ako with a lot of Star Cinema, Viva films. The mainstream stuff. Ang dami nilang characters. Parang, ang dami nilang cast na wala namang ginagawa.
I feel like they were brought in, like, for favors or something.
May utang ba si Vice sa'yo?
Or maybe they were, like, famous in Showtime that one time. I'd put it at B.
I'll give it an A. I think it's right there with Petrang Kabayo. Number 4. Sisterakas. Directed by Wenvi De Ramas.
Again.
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 Vice Ganda versus II versus the queen of all media, Chris Aquino.
All of them kind of play exaggerated versions of themselves. Chris Aquino even does homages to her movies. And I don't know, I think that's pretty much what the movie has to offer. It's a bunch of dated references and dated jokes that didn't exactly age well unless you grew up during that time and understand these references. Like, does anybody remember Rabada Bango? Well, they had like an entire dance sequence dedicated to Downey's Rabada Bango. It's way too long. Pacing is off. Jokes go off for way too long as well. It's hard to find something nice to say about these movies. Let's just say that.
And there's one funny clip in this movie. It was like,
Marlon, you're so funny.
I'm not saying anything.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Where are we gonna put this at? E.
Hey, I have the same score, man. E.
Oh, really?
At this point, medyo nainip na talaga ako.
Going forward, most of Vice Ganda's movies tend to overstay their welcome. And it's an ongoing theme, I think.
5. Girl Boy, Bakla, Tomboy. Directed by Wen V. Daramas. So, Vice Ganda plays different characters. Medyo ala Jack and Jill. Except in this one, he plays a girl, a boy, a bakla, and a tomboy.
Is this the movie with blackface?
Oo nga, no? Nag-blackface nga si Kiray ba yun?
One of Vice Ganda's like go-to jokes is body shaming and making fun of foreigners for some reason. Maricel Soriano is in this movie and she's giving it all in the emotional scenes. But just like Eddie Garcia and John Arcilla before her, she really didn't have to. Because this is the Girl Boy Bakla Tomboy movie.
Marie, do you want to go shopping? May nakita ko sa mall eh. Pampasara ng bibig, permanently.
Girlie,
I really question why there are English subtitles in a lot of these mainstream Filipino movies. Sa tingin ba nila parang may manonood na hindi Filipino?
I feel like someone's foreigner boyfriend/girlfriend is being forced to watch one of these. I think it's at the same level of Sisterakas.
I'll give it a D.
And just gave Vice Ganda a D. Could we get to the next movie? What's the next
Wait, what's
movie?
your score? Is it E?
Oh,
it's E?
I said E. It's at the same level as Sisterakas.
I didn't hear E, so.
I said E.
Number 6, The Amazing Praybeyt Benjamin. Directed by Wen V. Daramas. So may mga bombang nakatago sa Pilipinas. At ang isang taong makakahanap ng mga bombang to ay walang iba, kundi ang pinaka-cute, ang pinaka-charming, Bimbi Aquino.
Wait, Bimbi has a movie that beat The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Please tell me more about this movie.
There was this interview from a long time ago with Chris Aquino and Bimbi and Spider-Man himself, Andrew Garfield. And Chris Aquino tells Andrew Garfield that Bimbi's movie, My Little Bossings, beat out The Amazing Spider-Man 2 in terms of box office.
Actually beat Spider-Man.
Is that right?
Our movie holds the record for the highest
What
first
movie
day
is
gross.
that?
It's called My Little Bossings. In English, My Little Bosses.
What is it?
Oh, man.
Well, good on you, Bimbi. Good on you, Chris. At this point, we've seen Petrang Kabayo, Praybeyt Benjamin. This Guy Is in Love with You, Mare. What's the one after that? Girl Boy Bakla Tomboy.
No, man.
Oh, no?
Sisterakas.
Oh,
Wala,
Sisterakas.
bagsak ka na sa test.
Sisterakas and then Girl Boy Bakla Tomboy. And at this point, I thought this was the worst one that we've seen.
I'll show you!
The movie starts off with a zombie apocalypse, but it's not a zombie apocalypse movie. The first 5 minutes of this movie was a zombie apocalypse. The rest of it is not.
Man, you start off with World War Z and then it turns into Home Sweetie Home.
You can really feel how much they wanted you to care for Bimbi's character and his relationship with Benji. But man, it does not work.
We spend 30 minutes with Vice Ganda and Sir Chief asking Bimbi, nasan yung bomba?
Bimbi, where's the bomb?
Bimbi! Where's the bomb, Bimbi?
Sinabi ni Vice, wala ka bang pake na ang daming namatay dahil sa'yo? And Bimbi is like,
What's pake?
Oh, and he follows that up with, I don't care!
In the third act, nahanap ng mga kalaban yung bahay nila. Tapos pinatay nila lahat ng tao.
Yeah.
Except yung kapatid ni Bimbi, si Bimbi, at si Alex Gonzaga.
Because we need her for some reason.
Bakla si Bimbi!
You know, just imagine this thing being a zombie movie. Maybe they had to save Bimbi from a zombie-infested town or something. Because I don't know, for most of this movie, we spent it, inside Sir Chief's house. Nothing much happens other than your usual Vice Ganda shenanigans. And this movie failing to make me care about Bimbi's character, who is also named Bimbi. I gave it an E for Bimbi, where's the bomb? That's it. That's the only reason. It's not lower than E.
Yeah, I'll give it an E too. I originally wrote F when we first watched the movie, diba? Kasi so far, ito yung pinaka... Ang haba talaga ng mga Bimbi.
Yeah, it went on for so long, man.
Tapos paulit-ulit lang yung scene eh. Bimbi, sabihin mo sa amin kung nasan yung bomba! And that's like 30 minutes of that. It's now an E. Kasi there's 2 movies that we're about to talk about that shows us that friendship isn't always magical.
This video is sponsored by you.
Yes, your support can help us stand out from the ever-expanding internet.
So if you enjoyed this video, consider leaving a like and subscribe.
Thanks, and we'll see you in the next video.